Hello you all, I'm BlaqueWitchYaya. Thank you so much for tuning into this video and welcome to our very first Orisha story of the year. Like I say in all of my Orisha stories, this may not be the story that your grandmama told you, that your baba told you, that your baba, your priest, your elder, your whoever, because there's so many translations of stories of the Orisha. This particular Orisha, 50 million translations and different traditions because this Orisha is so unique and you guys will find out. So I just tried to compromise a few of the stories just so you could get a grasp of this unique Orisha of Erinle, or Erinle for short. So let's start with the name itself. Erinle translates to elephant, specifically land elephant, and Erinle is known as the great elephant of the earth. Erinle is a water spirit and is known to be located where sweet and salt water meets. Erinle is known to be the Orisha over health, wellness, abundance, fertility, prosperity, and is known to be the physician to the other gods as well. So many other gods and spirits will go to him like, hey, I'm not feeling too well, what about this, what about that? And he would give them advice, guidance, and actually heal them. Erinle is known to be the Orisha, the spirit that is good for having it both ways. Let me explain. So Erinle is really known for his balance. He's good for balancing earth and water, salt water, sweet water, healing, and hunting, and the dims, days, and the grass, because he is known to be the Orisha that is the patron over the LGBTQ plus community. That's why I knew everyone was waiting on this Orisha, because he is just so well known to be one of the most prayed to Orisha from members of the LGBTQ plus community, because he is not only known to have the perfect balance of masculine and feminine energy, but he is known to have an androgynous appearance as well, along with being able to switch from man to woman depending on the needs of the individual that calls upon him. As a male, Erinle is a powerful god spirit over healing, hunting, and the earth. And as a female, she is over giving life in the waters. Most of the time, Erinle is referred to as a male, but throughout this video, you will hear me say he or she interchangeably. Also, for these translations as well, some stories say that he literally transformed from a man to a woman, like I said, depending on the needs of the people, whereas other people feel that that is just symbolic to him being able to perfectly tap into each energy, masculine and feminine. And due to his appearance, sometimes if you were to ever see this in person or have a person depict him in a physical form, you'll probably be like, is that a man or is that a woman? Not in an insulting way, but like, should I call you beautiful or should I call you handsome? Like, you look good, I just can't figure out in what way. Like the perfect blend of, so imagine this, for a male, all the features you find attractive, and for a female, all the features you find attractive. No matter who you're attracted to, you know some people just got them good features that you like, no matter what. And put them together. Erinle, beautiful, perfect. Along with his appearance, you will always hear Erinle known to be decked out with the jewels, the finest garments. Very much, I like to take care of myself. Along with the appearance, you will learn and you will be seen depicted in drawings and paintings and other type of art that Erinle like to be dripped out in the finest garments, very beautiful colors and jewels. And this, they say this also taps into the asexual type, because you know, very into the appearance, got to keep my hair together. She's known to have very long flowing hair braided into 7 different braids. He likes to have his jewelry on, making sure he always nice and well groomed. Usually in imagery, you'll see him holding a staff, or he'll have fishing hooks on it. Sometimes it'll have actual fish on it, basically to show the fishermen and their hunting side. And most of the times in pictures and how he is described, he'll have a snake wrapped around him as well. Erinle is known to be around his bros, his gang, his people, which consists of Ogun, Ochoisi, and Osai. So now getting into the stories, and like I say, there are so many. Okay. Erinle has many translations. So we're going to go over a few of the stories, starting off with the first one. So along with Erinle looking good, being decked out with the finest garments and jewels, keeping himself well groomed, she also could sing as well. While hunting, he would chant and sing to himself. He became known around to do that, so much to the point people would follow his sound to see where he was hunting, because he's a skilled hunter. So they like, listen, let's see where he had, just follow the sound, and to see where he's hunting, to see what he's doing. And people just genuinely wanted to see where that beautiful sound was coming from, because his voice was so sultry and beautiful. So he became a known around town, like, listen, it's this hunter who come through here always looking nice, he could sing, he be hunting, honey. And then all of a sudden this news got to Ogun, and like I mentioned in my Ogun story, Ogun was kind of like the hero of the area. So Ogun is like, oh, so y'all like who's singing? Oh, he sounds good. Oh, he's skilled. Better than me. Like who is this mystical creature that y'all are talking about? Until one day Ogun decided to follow the sounds as well, and found his voice quite charming as well. Like, okay, this fella can sing. So one day when Ogun was able to catch up with him, he said, listen, Erinle, I hear your voice, I hear your chanting, I hear your singing, you sound pretty good. Listen, I know how to make beats. You know, I don't know if you ever hear me with my iron when I be, but I know how to make a couple beats too. So listen, you teach me how to sing, I'll teach you how to drum, make some beats as well to go along with your singing. So from there, Ogun taught Erinle how to make some beats, how to drum, how to do some da 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 da. And then Erinle taught Ogun how to do some me. And then from there, they became inseparable. They became the best of friends. In some translations, they say that relationship did turn to some relations, but in other translations they just turned to really close friends and really close brothers. So depending on who you with, who you bees with, and where you come from, what house you in, or whoever you learn from, those stories will vary, but overall they taught each other their gifts. They became inseparable. So let's pause right here for the story, because y'all, speaking of Ogun, I know y'all kind of peep him over here, right? One of my subscribers, a very talented subscriber, sent me 2 figurines, statues that are handcrafted of the Orisha, like has them all. So this one right here is of Oshun, and I don't know if y'all see how detailed it is. There's the mirror, there's the river, there's the cattails, like all these little details that just go along with the characteristics of Oshun. And then we have Ogun right here. We see the iron, we see the steel, we see the horseshoe. And y'all, I feel like if you have any type of Orisha altar, anytime you work with them, or you just want to build your collection, he has a bunch of more items as well. But y'all, I'm like impressed with these and how detailed they are. So there is an Etsy shop of the artist. I thank you so much for sending these items to me. I feel very grateful. Y'all, this is insane. Like this feels like something you would buy from a botanica. Like, do y'all see this? Like, y'all, just look at the detail. Every single symbol craft in here symbolizes the Orisha. Like, this is insane. It's like the more you look at it, the more details you see. There's a sword right here. I just now noticed that. So yeah, you guys, I'll have their shop linked down below. And this is not sponsored. I'm not being paid to do this. This is just so unique. But when I got these, I'm like, hello, my people need these. So if you're watching this, thank you so much for sending these. This is very unique, and I know this isn't something easy to send to someone for free, so I really appreciate it. So make sure y'all get y'all some down below. But y'all, these will be so nice to have on your altar, or like if you're burning a candle, or have one of each when you're burning a candle to them, have the statue next. Oh, we're about to do some witchcraft with these. Hello. Let's get back to the story. Ogun was not the only one that found Erinle singing to be impressive. Oshun did as well. She found him to be very attractive, was so fascinated with how he was able to tap into his masculine and feminine energy, and was just a beautiful balance of both, had the best type of features, dressed well. Oshun liked the, dressed well, had nice jewels on, was very popular. So Oshun was impressed with them. They ended up getting married, but they did not have a good marriage. Oshun began to grow jealous and didn't like that he spent so much time away hunting. Some stories say that he was off hunting with Ogun and Ochoisi and all of them. So she's like, you always out hunting with them. They had children, so she was always left with the children, or even got to the point where he was trying to train the children to go hunt too. So she was like, I don't like that you're always away, and that really affected their marriage. So the marriage ended up getting dissolved, and Oshun disavowed the children as well, which is why it's now told told that Erinle is also a patron to single parents because he know how it feels. Now, in another story, it shares that Erinle was married to Yemaya. While they were married, Yemaya invited him to the water realm into her area. And then when he decided that he wanted to be on land as well, Yemaya was like, well, you done entered into my realm. You can't go off telling my secrets on how I do stuff. So she decided to cut out his tongue where he could no longer speak and share her practices and her rictuals and all of her secrets that were in the ocean. And then I believe this story is from the Caribbean translation or a Caribbean version that is told. It tells that Yemaya was Erinle's mother, and during a family feud between Yemaya, Erinle, Shango, and Obatala, Erinle and Obatala were banished to the bottom of the ocean, and Erinle's tongue was cut out and ear was cut off so he could no longer speak or hear. So Obatala and Erinle could no longer communicate, so they involved in relations in order to communicate with each other. And they said that is a story that stems from how gay began, how men liking men began. So moving on to the next story, Erinle had his eye on someone he found extremely attractive. He was like, who is that? Who's that girl? Who is that? She was absolutely beautiful. He was captivated by her features. He was like, oh my gosh, I gotta, who is that? But he couldn't talk to her, not because his tongue was cut out, not in this story, but because he was the wife of Shango. He was checking out Oba. So he knew he could not talk to her, so he would just constantly admire her from afar, being captivated by her beauty. But it got to the point where he kind of peeped game. And y'all know, I don't know if y'all watched my Orisha story where I was talking about Shango and his wife, so watch that. And he must have watched that too, because he peeped game. He's like, listen, Shango not treating Oba well. You need a man like me to come treat you right, okay? He's on his Trey songs. So he genuinely felt like, you know what, she would be just better off with me. I'll make sure she feel beautiful, feel taken care of, get the attention that she need. So one day he got brave enough to try to get Oba from Shango. So Erinle marched up to Shango's place and demanded that Shango give him Oba. Like, listen, bro, give her to me. You don't treat her right. She'll be better off with me. I demand her now. So Shango was immediately like, who dude is this? And Shango immediately attacked them, throwing lightning and fire at him. And Erinle had to haul butt to get away from all of the attacks, so he turned himself into a river to escape the threats. And he never approached Oba again, but they say he still admired her beauty from afar. And immediately when I was taught that translation, I began to think, so he had got his ear cut off in the story, and Oba got her ear cut off in the story. Is there some type of connection to that, or was that some type of ritual that was consistently done? To me, it's just interesting in both translations that he was attracted to someone who had the same assault done to her that he had done to him in a different translation. You know, I try to find connections like that. It could be totally unrelated, but I just find that interesting. So first of all, I'm extremely happy that there is an Orisha that is known to be dedicated to the LGBT plus community, because I feel like with that community, they are consistently ostracized from all other religious and practices and demonized, where in this spirituality they kind of have open arms. There's literally a whole Orisha just for them and their community, just an Orisha I believe that they can relate to. So I find that beautiful. I'm happy to share that story with y'all, and I feel that we could all learn from being able to tap into our masculine and feminine energy, because Erinle was so big, so strong. He was referred to as an elephant because how big and bright and intelligent he is. And I feel that it would not be possible if he weren't able to tap into his masculine and feminine energy. So that's why in my masculine feminine energy video, I said that it's possible for us to be able to tap into both when necessary. I don't feel like you should always just sit in one because you feel like that's what you're supposed to do. Be able to tap into all and see all the things that open up when you're able to balance out those energies. So I feel like that's something we could take away from Erinle. And with that, I feel like that's why a lot of members of the LGBTQ plus community, they always have these unique talents where I'm like, if you weren't who you are, I feel like you would not have that talent. That talent is from the energies that you are able to tap into and embrace. Erinle colors are turquoise, indigo, and coral. His element in metal is gold, and he is known to be over lucky number 7. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Let me know down below what you have taken away from this video, some teachings that you were taught about Erinle that you are able to share, and let's have a discussion down below. But like I always say, as above so below, as within so without, as universal the soul. Until next time, you guys, Ashe, baby.